The USA Radio Network presents the greatest radio programs of all time.
Matt Dillon, United States Marshal. The first man they look for and the last they want to meet. It's a chancy job, and it makes a man watchful and a little lonely. Gunsmoke.
This is classic radio theater.
James Stewart as the six-shooter. Have gun. Will travel.
Fiery horse with the speed of light, a cloud of dust, and a hearty hi-yo silver, the Lone Ranger.
Now here's your host, Wyatt Cox.
John Dehner starring as J.D. Kendall in Frontier Gentleman. This episode originally broadcast July 27th, 1958. Mighty tired.
My second encounter with the Jesse James gang was a little more fortunate than the first. This is what happened.
Frontier Gentleman. Herewith an Englishman's account of life and death in the West. As a reporter for the London Times, he writes his colorful and unusual stories. But as a man with a gun, he lives and becomes a part of the violent years in the new territories. In just a moment, we will bring you the latest report from the Frontier Gentleman. Keeping one ear to the ground may offer fine possibilities for calisthenics. But when it comes to keeping up with world affairs, you'll find CBS News much more reliable, much more convenient, too. Regularly scheduled CBS News programs, like those featuring Walter Cronkite and Wells Church, come to you on most of these same stations throughout the week. They keep you right up to the minute with history, with concise, informative reports. Now, starring John Dehner, this is the story of J.B. Kendall, Frontier Gentleman.
Thaddeus Clark was a miner returning to Illinois from the western Wyoming gold mining country. He and I shared a common bond. We had both been held up by Jesse James and his companions outside of Laramie. But Clark had been relieved of some $5,000 in gold dust, whereas my loss, although leaving me stony broke, amounted to a matter of only $20. In all friendliness and goodwill, Clark offered to pay for my ticket to Cheyenne, where I was sure my remittance from England would be waiting. I accepted the loan, and the two of us boarded the train. As we waited in the station for our departure, I commented to the conductor on the fact that except for us, the carriage was empty.
Yeah, these days, folks is moving west. Not many coming back. You should have seen us last trip out to Salt Lake. Biggest crowd in the year.
Any particular reason for that?
No, just like a plague of locusts. No telling why. Same with eastern folks. Seems they all decided once to pull up stakes and head out this way. Of course, there'll be more getting on in Cheyenne.
How soon will we be pulling out, mister?
About 2 minutes. Arrive in Cheyenne, barn Buffalo, Indians, and bad men at 4:30.
Buffalo and Indians is all right. We've had enough of bad men.
That's so? Trouble, huh?
And we had the dubious honor of being held up by Jesse James.
You don't say. Well, now, Jesse James. I'd give him something to see him.
We did.
Well, sir, proud to have met you boys. Have a good trip. Jesse James, ain't that?
He's impressed.
He can afford to be.
Now, what do you plan to do now? Do you still go back to Illinois?
I haven't made up my mind. Got enough to last for a while. And then maybe I'll go on back to Sweetwater country after I spend a little while in Cheyenne.
Pan gold again?
Yeah. Unless I'm lucky enough to hit a vein. How about you?
Oh, I'm not sure. I've been thinking about working my way through Dakota territory. Then perhaps down to Kansas. I'd like to see Dodge City.
Well, can't say I'll be sorry to see the last of Laramie.
I can't exactly blame you.
Hey, Coming out of the waiting room. Those two men.
Both men were well dressed and carried no luggage. They ran toward the train and then disappeared from view. But I'd had enough time to recognize at least one of them. It was Jesse James' companion, the one we knew only as C.D.
They got on. I'll swear they did. Did you see him, C.D., did you?
Yes.
You think the other fellow's one of the gang?
I never saw him without a mask, but I'd be willing to bet on it. Keep your head down. Pretend to be asleep. I'll read the newspaper.
Right.
I swear, CD, I don't know how you do it. I swear.
You just don't know how.
Let's get him.
No, not yet. Keep your head down. If they look back there.
Can you see? What are they doing?
They've just sat down. Up at the front.
I get my hands on that sneaking lowdown.
And the question is, are the others on the train, too?
You mean James?
No. He might have gone on further back. We didn't see him.
My 5,000.
If they've still got it. You might get it back.
What's going on now?
They've got a bottle. Taking a drink. All right. I think now's as good a time as any. Get out your gun. You sure it's loaded?
Yep.
We'll walk up there, quietly. We'll sit down behind them. If they see us before we get there, drop to the floor and start shooting.
Don't worry.
All right. Come on, then.
Listening to Arthur Godfrey Time 5 days a week is a virtue that comes with a built-in reward. Arthur and the gang have just one thought in mind, to bring you entertainment. Since their songs and comedy do just that, you do yourself a favor every time you tune them in. Every weekday, join us on most of the same stations for Arthur Godfrey Time.
The two men who had robbed us, members of Jesse James' gang, occupied seats at the front of the carriage. Clark and I moved up the aisle toward them, the carriage rocking and swaying as we rounded a bend. We sat down behind them.
Now listen, I tell you, I've seen it myself, Billy. This fella, he's only got one eye, and Frank, he don't like the way the cards is going.
Yeah.
Well, he figures the one-eyed gent is doing some fancy dealing. So he skins his gun out. You've seen Frank draw.
I sure have seen him draw.
Billy lays it on the table in front of him, and he says, "Well, boys, we're going to have a fresh deal." The fellas in the game, they take one look at Frank's face.
Yeah.
This one, they say, "All right, Frank, sure, anything you say." Frank says, "All right, now we got that settled." And you know what he's doing all this time? he's tapping on that gun laying there while he's talking. And he says, "Now we got that settled, I'm saying right now that from here on there ain't going to be nothing but square deal. Now, I ain't making no accusations, nothing like that. But I'll tell you, if I catch any son of a gun cheating again, I'm going to shoot his other eye out."
Very good. Good story. But don't turn around, gentlemen. Just put your hands up. All the way.
Hey, don't I know you?
Recognize the voice, huh?
Kendall?
And Clark, where's my gold?
All in good time. Better search them first. If they try anything while I'm doing it, Clark, shoot CD in the back of the neck. Right here.
How?
Just so. Well, an unexpected pleasure, CD. I don't think I've met your companion.
Billy Badger.
All right, Billy. Keep those arms stretched nice and high. Quite an arsenal. And that does for you. Now, CD. Very carefully, get up and come out into the aisle. Can you hold these, Clark? Two more. Ah, that's better.
What about the gold?
Yes, I was coming to that. Sit down, CD. Now, what about Mr. Clark's gold?
We ain't got it.
Oh? Who has?
Jesse?
And where is Jesse?
We don't know. Do we, Billy?
No, that's a fact.
We split up.
Did you? And where did Mr. James go?
I told you, we don't know.
Oh, yeah, so you did. Which makes it rather awkward for you two gentlemen.
Hey, now you gonna kill us?
Look, you can't do that.
Without the money you stole, you're not much use to
Now,
us.
just wait a minute here.
You can wait 3 minutes, it's even better. Frontier Gentlemen, starring John Dehner, July 27th, 1958 on Classic Radio Theater.
Balance of Nature. Changing the world, one life at a time.
I have been plagued with esophagus acid, and it burns the esophagus. I've had it for 30 years, and I've had doctors give me prescriptions for it and everything. I never got rid of it. I've been on the Balance of Nature for about 3.5, 4 months. It is completely gone. I didn't even notice it. But it has to be the Balance of Nature because it's the only supplement I'm taking. And I just wanted you to know that because it's made a world of difference in my life. I just wanted to let you know.
Experience the difference for yourself. Receive 25% off your first preferred purchase of Balance of Nature. Plus, get a set of convenient travel bottles containing a free additional week supply of Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies. You will still receive free shipping on every order. This is a limited offer and may end at any time. Call 800-2468-751 or go to balanceofnature.com and use discount code USA.
I used to wonder when I saw people going into nice hotels, really nice hotels, taking a pillow with them. That was before I got a MyPillow, because I know it doesn't matter where I'm going, whether I'm going to a 1-star, 3-star, 5-star hotel, MyPillow goes with me, whether it's just overnight or whether it's on vacation. And here's the great deal about MyPillow right now. The lowest price ever offered on radio or TV. 2 MyPillow premium pillows for $69.98. That's only $34.99 per pillow. The lowest price ever offered on radio or TV. And it's still the same pillow. Great pillow, 60-day money-back guarantee, 10-year warranty. And call them. 1-800-951-8175 or go to MyPillow.com, use promo code USA, click on the 2-pack special, and get the best deal you've ever gotten on a good night's sleep when you get a MyPillow.
It is a horrible scenario, but it happens. Dennis writes about his wife. She was diagnosed with leukemia. In fact, she's a 2-time survivor, and in the midst of all that, they ran up over $1 million in medical bills. Thankfully, they're MediShare members, and Dennis says they are so thankful for that, how others came together to meet their needs, and that's how so many MediShare members feel. This is not health insurance. It's different. You don't have to pay for things you don't believe in, and like Dennis found out, it just works. So if you join MediShare, not only do you save a lot of money, the typical family saves about $500 a month, but you know where your money's going each month. You're helping people, and if the time should come, they'll be helping and even praying for you. So yes, it's different, and as more than 400,000 people now know when it comes to healthcare costs, different is beautiful. Find out more. Call 833-34 Bible. That's 833-34-BIBLE. 833-34-BIBLE.
Thanks for tuning in to Classic Radio Theater on your favorite station. July 27th, 1958. John Dehner as the Frontier Gentleman.
Wait a minute here. Hold on. I've got some. Here. Maybe 200 in gold. There's another 50 in paper.
I got about the same.
Hand it over. So that leaves about 4,500 you owe us.
Well, now listen, we can give it
Shut
to
up,
you.
Billy.
You were saying?
Nothing.
All he meant was that, well, when we get to Cheyenne, maybe raise the money there for you.
Is that what he meant?
Yeah, that's right.
They're lying, Kendall.
I agree.
No, we ain't lying, honest.
We sure ain't.
You want first shot, Clark?
Sure.
Not in the stomach, though. They make so much noise.
Now that downright
Fellas,
murder. Give us a
look at this
chance.
kid.
Stand up in the aisle, boys. We don't want to get blood all over the seats.
Now look.
Wait a minute. You can get your money.
Shut up, Billy.
But
Just shut up.
Kendall, I'll bet you $5 you can't take off an ear at 5 paces.
Whose?
Either one.
I'll take Billy. You've got a bet. Which ear, right or left?
Left.
Left. Move over, CD. Billy, back up to the door.
Well, now look, fellas.
You got nothing to worry about, Billy. He's bluffing.
Back up.
But
He's bluffing, Billy.
how do you know? Ain't your ear.
Yeah, that's far enough, Billy. Ready?
You ain't got the guts, Kendall. Don't worry, Billy. He ain't got the guts.
Oh. Missed.
That's 5, you owe me.
Same bet. You try it.
All right.
No, I'll tell you.
You shut up, Billy.
You shut up. Ain't shooting at you. Frank Stack. In the next carriage back. He's carrying them gold sacks we took off him.
Anybody else with him?
No.
Where's
No, he's
James?
alone.
Where is James?
Well, we're meeting him up ahead.
Good. Now sit down again, both of you. Clark, I'll get Stack. You keep an eye on these fellows. What's he wearing, Billy?
Oh, regular black sack coat, vest, bowler hat. He's about your height. Wouldn't you figure, CD?
Yeah, I guess.
Fine. If they give you any trouble, Clark...
Well, we won't give no trouble, honest.
I moved back through the carriage and out onto the open platform, climbed over the railing, and into the next coach. I looked for the conductor, but he was nowhere in sight. Then I spotted the man who answered the description of Frank Stack. He was sitting alone, but I felt uneasy when I saw that the seats both behind and in front of him were occupied. Keeping my gun hidden underneath my jacket, I quickly moved down the aisle and sat down next to Stack.
Find another place, mister. Right away.
This is a gun, Stack. See? Now, we don't want any of the people in here to be hurt, do we?
Hey, you're the fella that was...
That's right. The one you held up near Laramie. Pick up your bag and walk ahead of me.
Hey, now listen,
Don't
I
talk,
don't have...
just do as you're told.
Yeah, all right, but don't get itchy.
We're going to join your friends up in the next coach. Walk slowly, behave yourself, and you may live until we reach Cheyenne.
Yeah, sure.
$50 in
That ain't gonna prove nothing.
Just put up a shot.
Climb over the railing.
Well, that's dangerous. Man could get killed between the coaches.
Man could get killed standing here unless he stops arguing. I'll hold the bag.
No, you don't have to.
Oh, yes, I do. Thank you. Off you go. Open the door and go in.
I thought you said... There ain't nobody in here.
Clark! Clark! Keeping Stack in front of me, I walked the length of the empty car. Then, where Clark had been sitting, I found him. The miner was sprawled out on the coach floor, wedged between seats. An ugly cut on his head, a trickle of blood running from it.
Get more for the money you spend. Earn more on the money you save by making use of the practical information that comes your way on the business news. Throughout the week on CBS Radio, our business news brings you Walter Cronkite or Bill Downs with an up-to-the-minute report on price trends, marketing conditions, and everything else of a business nature that's likely to interest you. Join us on most of these same CBS radio stations when it's time for the next edition of the business news.
I had a pretty good idea where the other two road agents had gone. In front of our carriage was the mail and baggage car. I disarmed Stack, then forced him to lie face down on the floor while I tried to help Clark. It took about 10 minutes for him to recover consciousness. Clark. Say, Clark. Clark.
I thought I was dead.
Clark, what happened?
Well, we hit a rough bed of rail on a curve. It threw me off balance. And the next thing I know, that CD was all over me. He got one of the guns we left lying on the seat. That's what happened. Ooh.
Here, this might make you feel better. Open up the bag.
Hey, what's he doing down there? You have to shoot him?
No, he's just behaving himself.
Hey, my gold. Let's see, 7. Wait a minute, there's only 7. Where's the other 3 sacks?
Better ask him.
Where's the rest of my gold, mister?
Get up, Stack.
Where is it?
Jesse lost it in a poker game last night back in Laramie.
He did, huh?
Where are you supposed to meet James? No, don't worry. You'll tell me. Clark, go and find the conductor. Tell him the other 2 are in the baggage car.
Right.
Here, take his gun with you. Now, Mr. Stack, I'm only going to ask you once more. Where are you meeting James? More?
No. You're waiting at Dale Creek Bridge.
So that's the game. Train hold up this time, huh? How many with him?
Just 1.
What's the plan?
He'll flag down the train this side of the bridge. CD, Billy Badger, and me'll clean out the baggage car. Then wait for the westbound out of Cheyenne. As soon as it crosses Dale Creek Bridge, we blow up the trestle and empty out their baggage car.
I see. Single track, 2 trains facing each other, bridge down. The only way to go is Laramie. You fellas hightail it for the east, right?
Yeah.
Effective. By the time they're able to get to Laramie and telegraph the news to Cheyenne, I imagine you'll be well on your way to Dakota Territory. Well, we'll have to try to do something about this, won't we? He didn't answer. Just stood there, glaring at me. A minute or so later, Clark came back, followed by the conductor. I told him what was in store for us. The first thing we did was to bind Stack securely and place him under the guard of one of the other passengers. Then we had to work out the best plan of procedure.
July 27th, 1958, John Dehner as Frontier Gentleman. J.D. Kendall on Classic Radio Theater. The conclusion in 4 minutes. You know, for a while I worked in a hotel and I really used to go, why do people bring their own pillows with them? Well, once I got a My Pillow, I understood. Because doesn't matter how good the hotel is, doesn't matter whether it's a 2-star, 3-star, 5-star hotel, it doesn't matter how nice the hotel is if you don't get a good night's sleep. And the key to getting a good night's sleep is a My Pillow. Now, the best deal ever offered on My Pillow right now. You go to mypillow.com, enter our promo code USA, click the 2-pack special, and folks, you're going to get 2 My Pillow premium pillows for $69.98. That's $34.99 per pillow, the lowest price ever offered on radio or TV. Now, it's the same My Pillow we've been talking about for months. It stays cool all night long. You don't wake up and flip the pillow over in the middle of the night. It keeps its shape. You don't have to fluff it up in the middle of the night. 60-day money-back guarantee, 10-year warranty, and that's the deal. Try it for 60 days. You don't like it, send it back. 10-year warranty. Tell me another pillow you've got that's got a 10-year warranty. Nah. And the great thing is it's always as clean and fresh as new. If you get in a mess or after, a couple of weeks, throw it in the washing machine, toss it in the dryer, fluff it up, and you got a brand new MyPillow. The lowest price ever offered on MyPillow, 2 MyPillow premium pillows, $69.98, $34.99 a pillow. You see if you can find a price like that anywhere else. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the 2-pack special, enter my promo code USA, or call 1-800-951-8175. The best deal ever. And by the way, that promo code USA works on anything on the MyPillow website, MyPillow.com. Thanks for tuning in to Classic Radio Theater on your favorite station. Now the conclusion of Frontier Gentlemen, July 27th, 1958.
I don't know. Dale Creek Bridge ain't so far off. Maybe 5 minutes, probably less. We're making pretty fair time.
Is there any way of getting into the baggage car beside through the door?
No, sir. I got no key. Mail clerk must have opened it for them. Side door's sealed, too. Only way to get in is to blow it in. No. If you ask me, we'll keep right on going. Right into Cheyenne. Then we can let the marshal get him out.
It's a good idea, except for one thing. If James has already got the charge laid to the bridge and we don't stop on signal, he might blow it up.
Not with his own boys aboard.
Well, I shouldn't like to risk the lives of your passengers on the supposition that James has a tender heart. How much gold are you carrying in the baggage car?
100,000?
Mister, from what I've seen of Jesse James, for 100,000 in gold, he'd set fire to his own mother. He won't give 2 hoots and a holler about the rest of his gang.
Yeah.
Now, if they don't suspect that anything is wrong, when they signal you to stop, you stop. Well, there's only 2 of them. I want to avoid the possibility of one meeting the train and the other waiting to set off the charge. Once we can get them both in sight, we can shoot it out.
Makes good sense to me.
I'll go up and tell the engineer.
No, you warn the passengers. Tell them not to panic. I'll talk to the engineer.
You'll have to go over the top of the baggage car.
I'll manage. Well, we better get a move on. We haven't much time. But it took longer than I thought it would to convince a highly suspicious engineer, so that by the time he agreed to stop the train, if so ordered, we were only a scant minute from Dale Creek. I remembered the trestle from another trip I had taken a few weeks before. It was more than 130 feet high, spanning a chasm between 600 and 700 feet in width. The thought of a charge blowing up as we were crossing was not pleasant. I left the engine cab and had just reached the platform, standing between the baggage car and the coach, when there was a scream of brakes.
See anything?
Not yet. Yes, there's one. He's on horse, standing by the engine. I can't see who it is.
Nobody on this side.
Well, unless they're going to blow up the side of the car, James is either going to have to get in through here, or CD and Badger will have to come out.
Maybe they're waiting for one of the boys to get off. You figure there's some kind of signal we don't know about?
I don't know. Wait a minute. There's another. Both of them now. Come over here.
Yeah, that's James on the black horse, see?
Yeah. Keep back.
Kendall, look out! Jesse! Jesse, it's a trap! Look out! Yeah! Come on, Jesse, let's get out of here!
Give me your gun, Clark! But it was too late. Jesse James and his companion were gone. When we reached Cheyenne, Frank Stack and the bodies of C.D. and Billy Badger were turned over to the marshal. Thad Clark recovered all but $750 of his fortune, and I, my $20, as well as being able to boast that I had fired at and missed the notorious Jesse James.
Frontier Gentlemen was written, produced, and directed by Anthony Ellis and stars John Dehner as J.B. Kendall. Featured in the cast were Harry Bartell as Clark, Stacey Harris as C.D., Charles Seal as the conductor, and Vic Perrin as Billy Badger. Join us again next week for another report from the Frontier Gentleman. Bud Sewell speaking.
July 27th, 1958, the Frontier Gentleman on Classic Radio Theater, coming up in 4 minutes to conclude a yours truly Johnny Dollar story.
Do you wish you could get better sleep and maybe lose a few pounds? Maybe more than a few pounds? Well, there's this product called Calitrin that helps with both sleep and weight loss. Just listen to what people are saying about it.
I've been taking Calitrin for right about 3 months, and I've lost 24 pounds and 19 overall inches. But my sleep has improved, I have so much more energy, and I have the desire to succeed more than ever. Anyone who needs weight loss, more energy, and better sleep, this product really does deliver.
I'm Roger. Over the 3 months that I took the product, my sleeping habits are increasingly much better. I got a better night's sleep, and I just can't say enough about the product and how it makes you feel. Also, additionally lost a little bit of weight on the program as well.
Hi, this is Aronson. I take Calitrin for weight loss, and I've lost about 20 pounds, and I feel great.
Calitrin is scientifically proven to help with sleep and weight loss safely and effectively. Check it out at toploss.com. That's toploss.com.
If you enjoy our Classic Radio Theater broadcasts and want to start building a collection of your own, go to classicradio.stream. That's classicradio.stream. There you'll find links to great classic radio collections on CD, along with links to great reading on classic radio, plus Classic Radio Theater on demand. Check out our webpage, available now at classicradio.stream. That's classicradio.stream. And enjoy.
Nothing is more important than protecting your family and property. That's why you should make a free call right now to Vivint, the #1 smart home services provider in the U.S. Vivint will make your home safer and more secure with a state-of-the-art system that's so simple to use. Vivint smart home specialists provide award-winning monitoring of your system 24/7, 365 to respond to any emergency, even when you can't. And with the 4.5-star rated Vivint smart home mobile app, control your entire house from anywhere. Locks, cameras, security system, all at your fingertips on your mobile device. Call Vivint now and get a free quote, professional installation, and full smart home service for as little as $2 per day. Equipment purchase or service agreement required. Conditions apply. Call now. A smart home is a safer home. So protect your family and your property, home or business, with a Vivint smart home system.
Call 800-619-7902. That's 800-619-7902. Call now, 800-619-7902.
Here's a great deal on MyPillow. When you go to MyPillow.com, click on the 2-pack special, type in promo code USA, you'll get 2 MyPillow premium pillows for $69.98. Now that's only $34.99 a pillow. You will not get that price anywhere at retail. It's the lowest price ever offered on radio or TV. And like all MyPillow products, 10-year warranty, 60-day money-back guarantee. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the 2-pack special, use my promo code USA. Now on Classic Radio Theater, the conclusion, Part 5 of the 5-part Yours Truly Johnny Dollar story, The Open Town Matter. This episode originally broadcast July 27th, 1956.
From Hollywood, it's time now for...
Johnny Dollar.
It's me, Johnny.
Marty?
Yeah, how is he?
How about the same? Dr. Morton just gave him another transfusion.
Has he been able to say anything yet?
He hasn't even been conscious. Why, Marty?
Well, who's there with you?
Joe Crayley and the city attorney.
Look, Johnny, I've got to talk to you right away.
All right, go ahead and talk.
No, not on the phone.
All right, it's room 604, City Hospital. Come on over.
Not with them there. Why don't you come meet me?
Because Shorty Wells is the key to this whole case. If he's able to talk before he dies, I want to be here to listen.
Suppose I tell you I'm ready to talk, Johnny.
Are you telling me?
I'm in an all-night lunchroom right across the street from the hospital. Can you come over here?
All right, Marty, I'll gamble with you. Be there in 5 minutes.
Tonight And every weekday night, Bob Bailey in the transcribed adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. From Special Investigator Johnny Dollar, location Greensport, Missouri, to the Home Office Great Plains Guarantee Company, Hartford, Connecticut. Assignment, the open town matter. Expense account, final page. I hung up the phone more puzzled than ever, and heaven knows the case had been puzzling from the start. Marty Blake, young widow of the murdered police chief, had been completely uncooperative and unwilling to talk. And now she was reversing her field. Why? Her house had burned to the ground earlier in the evening, and Shorty Wells, number 1 on the city attorney's wanted for murder list, had been found trapped in the flames. Maybe this had something to do with Marty's phone call. She'd been my number 1 suspect at first, since she stood to collect $50,000 as beneficiary of her husband's life insurance. But then the city attorney himself, Dave Sherman, had provided her with an airtight alibi, and I'd reluctantly let her off the hook. Now this. I didn't know what she was up to, and I couldn't afford not to find out.
Something up, Dolly?
Well, that was Marty Blake, Mr. Sherman. She's in a lunchroom across the street. She wants to see me.
Oh, what about?
She didn't say.
Well, go ahead and talk to her if you want to, Johnny. I'll call you if Shorty starts to regain consciousness.
All right, thanks, Joe.
I'm sticking right here myself. This one I'm going to follow personally.
Well, if you really want to break the rackets in this town, your answer is lying right there in that bed, Shorty Wells.
I think you're right, if he's ever able to talk.
And if your police laddies don't fall over their own feet again, the way they did on that gun business when Ed Blake was shot.
That mistake was partly justified, Joe. It was the chief's own gun that was lying beside his body. It was natural to assume that he'd exchanged shots with a prowler.
Yeah, but 2 days to realize he'd been shot with his own gun.
All right. They fouled up, I admit it.
And the ones who aren't stupid are crooked. Every raid you try to pull has been tipped off.
I know it.
Even when Mayor Lyons brought in state police, the whole plan was tipped.
Which you took great pleasure in pointing out in your news story.
All right, you guys, look now. I'll leave you two to settle this. Stick on this guy like a leech. And if he shows any sign of coming to and talking, let me know right away, will you?
Yeah, we'll call you.
Yeah.
I'll see you later.
Back here in the booth, Johnny.
Right. Well, what's on your mind, Marty?
Sit down, Johnny. Here, come on.
Well?
The waiter's in back if you'd like some coffee or something.
No, thanks. Okay, now what is it?
What is what?
You had to talk to me right away. How I talk?
Johnny, I'm not too hard to take, am I?
No, you're a pink and gold doll. Wild honeysuckle and a handful of stars. At least that's what a couple of guys said today.
I don't care what a couple of guys said. What do you say, Johnny?
I guess the description fits, as far as looks are concerned. And if that's all you want to talk about...
No, wait, Johnny. I'm in the clear on this. You know that. The night my husband was killed, I've got an alibi nobody could shake, right?
Well, I'm pretty well convinced you didn't pull the trigger, if that's what you mean.
And you could convince the insurance company, too, couldn't you? If you would.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they'd go pretty much on my report. But I don't see...
Why don't we get this settled and over with? Why don't you be nice, Johnny, and turn in a real good report?
Oh, so that's the pitch.
Well, it's not a pitch. I didn't do it, so why can't you tell them so?
Why don't we get some more answers first to a lot of questions? Explain a few odd angles, maybe.
Like what?
Like the fact that you heard the noise and woke up, that you sent your husband downstairs, that you turned on the light behind him and made him a perfect target for whoever held a gun.
Johnny,
Like the fact that you filed your insurance claim less than 24 hours after your husband was killed. Suppose we hear what Shorty Wells has to say before I make any report.
What if Shorty dies without talking?
Well, in that case, I guess you will be in the clear. Because right now, he's the only lead I've got. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Johnny, make that report. Make it now.
Sorry.
I'll give you $10,000 out of the insurance.
Ooh, you are anxious, aren't you?
I just want to get it settled. Sit down, Johnny, and let's talk about it.
Yeah, Joe, what is it?
Firemen I know just came by the hospital, Johnny. They found out why Shorty fired those shots just before he ran out of the blazing house.
Why?
That cellar door was padlocked on the outside. He had to shoot the lock off to get out.
Then he probably didn't set the fire after all. Not if he was locked in the basement. What about that, Marty? Was he the one who was supposed to die in the fire?
If he was hiding out in my cellar, I didn't know anything about it.
Just another one of those odd angles, huh?
Oh, stop it.
Johnny, by the way, what do you want to see me about?
See about? What do you mean?
Well, yeah, the nurse said you phoned the hospital. Said you wanted me to meet you here. You mean you didn't?
Come on, Joe, let's get back there. Sure, that's why she wanted me to meet her there, to get me away from that room. And somebody phoned and got you away.
Elevator's coming down now, Johnny.
Shorty's the one big threat to whoever's guilty. They know that if he talks, they're tagged. Get up to his room.
No, I thought...
Mr. Sherman, leaving?
Well, yes, somebody phoned. It's the mayor. He wants me to meet him across the street.
Anybody out there with Shorty Wells?
Well, the doctor will be back in a few moments.
Come on, Sherman, back into the...
Wait a minute! Look, I've got to meet Mayor
Start it up,
Lyons.
Joe, start it up.
6th floor, number 6.
May I ask what's going on here? I haven't got time to go back upstairs. I told
I'm afraid
you...
you'll have to take time, Mr. Sherman.
It was all right to leave, Dollar. Shorty wasn't showing any signs of coming to.
Did you make sure of that?
Did I... Look, Dollar, I don't get what you're driving.
All right, come on now, let's go.
Would somebody please let me in on this?
Let's take a look at Shorty first, Mr. Sherman.
Johnny, what happened to that cop who was on duty?
Well, he was here in the hall when I left just a moment ago.
Oh, you gotta walk down to the... Did you leave that door ajar, Mr. Sherman?
Why, no, of course not.
Come on,
Why do you...
but quietly.
What the devil?
Are we interrupting something, Mayor Lyons?
What's he doing with that pillow? Nothing. I wasn't doing a thing.
You were holding it down over Shorty's face. Get out of the way. I think you were Shorty's dead. You smothered him with that pillow.
No, he was dead when I came in. I was just moving the pillow, Dave.
Did you have to get us all out of this room and then send the police guard away just to move a pillow?
Mr. Dollar, are you suggesting
Well,
that I
I'm
might have-
suggesting it for one. Dollar, I've been sure for months that Mayor Lyons was back of the rackets here, but I didn't have any way of proving it.
Until now, perhaps?
Until now, Mayor.
Very well, don't move, any of you.
Oh, now, wait a minute. That gun isn't really your answer, Mayor. There are 3 of us, you know. You can't get us all.
Stay back, Dollar.
Tell me something. Why did you have Ed Blake killed? Wasn't he one of your own boys?
I can tell you why, now. Ed Blake was going to pull out of the rackets, Dollar, and spill the whole setup to me. That was the reason for that fishing trip.
Then it must have been Marty who tipped off Mayor Lyons.
Sure, it figures. She loved that racket money that Ed was bringing home, and Shorty Wells was in town with a grudge against Ed already. Well, it was real convenient for you, wasn't it, Mayor?
As a matter of fact, Dave, it was very convenient.
Then Shorty hid out in the cellar of Marty's house until she decided things would be less complicated if she locked the cellar door and burned the house down.
Marty was a weak link, you might say. Stay back, Dave.
You better give me the gun now, Mayor.
No, get back.
Do what he says, Mayor. You haven't a chance.
I'm warning you, Dollar, if you try
Yeah, I hear you. But I doubt if you can... Let go of it, Mayor. Drop that gun. Let go of it. No. Thanks. Now, if
Look
you...
out, he's getting away. Lock the doors. You never stop me for...
Look out, that window.
He tripped.
That's 6 floors down.
Yeah.
Well, he got out of being prosecuted.
As a matter of fact, there's nobody left to prosecute.
You want to bet? She was still sitting there in the lunchroom across the street from the hospital. And she'd heard what had happened. I knew it the second Dave and I walked in, from the half smile of triumph on her face, and from the way she greeted me.
Too bad, Johnny. You should have taken my offer because I don't need your help now. Your company is going to have to pay off. I'm really in the clear now.
You are, huh?
And poor Dave, with nobody left to prosecute.
He still has you, Marty. Accomplice to your husband's murder.
Johnny. Shorty died without talking. Mayor Lyons is dead. No witnesses, no case.
Sorry, Marty. There is a witness.
Oh? Who?
You.
What are you talking about? What's that paper?
Well, you intended it to be an insurance claim, but actually it's more of a confession, signed and witnessed.
What?
You were over anxious, Marty, and you filled it out in complete detail. It says, "We found my husband's body at the foot of the stairs."
That's right.
That he'd been shot and killed with his own gun.
Well, it's true, isn't it? That's what happened.
Yeah. But this claim was in the main office of the insurance company less than 24 hours after your husband was killed. The police didn't find out he'd been shot with his own gun until 2 days later. Real neat confession, huh, Marty? Expense account item 12, $310.45. Incidentals in Greensport and transportation back to Hartford. Expense account total, $516.20. End of account, end of report. Remarks? Marty Blake never was able to explain how she knew about that gun. She sure tried. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Now, here's our star to tell you about next week's story.
Before I do that, please let me say thanks to all of you who are so kind about writing and telling us how much you like Johnny Dollar. It's a very gratifying experience. It's encouragement to all of us who are involved in production of the program, and, well, we appreciate your letters more than you know. As always, I'll try to answer you promptly, but sometimes the mail does pile up. In any event, thanks. Thanks very much for writing. Next week, a yacht that wasn't there, and a man who wasn't there. They never were, but that's where I found them. Join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, is transcribed in Hollywood. It is written by Les Crutchfield and produced and directed by Jack Johnstone. Heard in this week's cast were Gene Tatum, Paul Dubov, Joseph Kern, Stacey Harris, and Russell Thorson. Musical supervision by Amerigo Marino. Be sure to join us on Monday night, same time and station, for another exciting story of Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Roy Rowan speaking.
Well, there you have it, July 27th, 1956. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, here on Classic Radio Theater. Thank you so much for tuning in. Visit my webpage, classicradio.stream, where you can stream our Classic Radio Theater podcast on demand, learn more about collecting Classic Radio Theater, and you can contact me there, classicradio.stream, classicradio.stream. Email, classicradiotheater@gmail.com. And, of course, our podcasts are available anywhere fine podcasts are served. The Apple Podcast app, Google Podcast, Spreaker, Spotify, even the iHeartRadio app. Just search for USA Classic Radio Theater. I'm Wyatt Cox. Thank you for tuning in. Do me a favor and thank this station. Support the advertisers. Tell a friend the great radio shows are back. Classic Radio Theater right here on your favorite station and the USA Radio Network.